giving you the chance to win the ultimate staycation. Simply spend $100 or more in store for a chance to win a luxurious weekend getaway at the Secret Berry Resort. Plus 2 VIP tickets to Chas and Crayon. And spending money. But the excitement does not end here. Enjoy weekly prizes, fun in-store activities, and surprises, all promotion alone. The more you shop, the more chances you get to win. Shop at Fresh Market, best price, or cash and carry today and enter for your chance to win the ultimate station. Promotion runs from now until April 24th. Terms and conditions apply.
I love it when my auntie takes me to LA Enterprise. It's the first stop entering and the last stop leaving Cosmo, right on the Granville Highway. They are your one-stop supermarket for wholesale and retail groceries. Local produce like fruits and vegetables, ice, flour, digital, and omelette chop-up, and even household items and stationery. Aisles are very wide. The shelves are well organized, always stocked. The staff is so friendly. They are open 7 days a week, 8 a.m. to 10 p.m. Monday to Saturday, 8 a.m. to 8 p.m. on Sunday. Ask about their delivery service. Call LA Enterprise at 445-4865. Shopping is easy peasy at LA Enterprise.
Extreme rainfall events across the Caribbean are expected to become more intense and destructive. To reduce flooding and protect our communities, engineers and planners can use climate-smart rainfall intensity, duration, frequency, or rainfall IDF curves, one of the most commonly used tools in drainage design to develop efficient drainage systems like canals, culverts, and waterways. For every dollar spent on designing and building resilient infrastructure using IDF curves, up to $15 can be saved in post-disaster recovery. Learn more about how climate-smart rainfall IDF curves can shape a safer, more resilient Caribbean at idf-kh.cimh.edu.bb or consult your local planning department. This message is brought to you by the Caribbean Development Bank Rainfall IDF Curves for Borrowing Member Countries project, implemented by the Caribbean Institute for Meteorology.
Attention! The Alwyn Bowley Foundation, Max Services, and E.O. Libla family invites you to an evening of poetry, jazz, cocktail with a touch of bouillon on May 2nd at Jungle Bay Resort from 6 p.m. Performances by selected secondary schools, strict cast, and experienced poets. Panning Harmony, Shalina, Andre and Sax, along with Booyah Emperor. Tickets are available at Jade's Bookstore and Jungle Bay Resort. Tickets $150. Don't forget the dates. May 2nd, jazz, poetry, cocktail with a touch of bouillon. May 2nd. Be there.
Big news, Dominique! Revolves at AC Shillingford and Company. For timeless, trusted, dependable, comprehensive insurance coverage, it has to be New India Insurance. Need anything overseas? Shopbox Dominique and Isle of Freight is your advance on-time delivery right to your doorstep. For super savings on all your groceries, come to ACS Super Shopping Center for laundry, groceries, cooking, beverages, and event supplies on King Jonathan Street. ACS 7-Eleven on High Street, supplying your everyday essentials. Fill up your vehicle gas tanks, get your cooking gas, and top-ups of all kinds. Or go to 7-Eleven Portersville, where the best-kept secret is conveniently located upstairs in the confidential escape or staycation self-contained accommodations at the Porter's Place. AC Shillingford, where you spend less and get more.
Bryce and Company Limited. We manufacture high-quality roofing sheets, 24 gauge in different colors, also to customer specifications. That's right, whatever length you want. Aluminum seamless guttering. We also sell PRC mesh, steel rods in all sizes, breach caps, fencing wire, and fencing poles. Free estimates for guttering, galvanized sheets, and fencing wire. Quality products at the lowest prices island-wide. Bryce and Company Limited, located at Caneville Industrial Site, Shed 1A, just before the Old Mill Cultural Center. Call us today at 617-2468 or 615-0178. Bryce and Company Limited, built for living, built for life.
Welcome to the 28th edition of the St. Kitts Music Festival, featuring Kilani, Fantasia, Beres Hammond, Luciano, Marshall Montano, Voice, Vaughn, Dancehall Giant, Movado, Idonia, Valiant, Massacre, Cranium, Taurus Riley, Steel Pulse, Dean Fraser and the Black Soil Band, Shanil Mir, Diani, New Vibes Band International, Shelly and Signal Band, Edwin Yewo and Crossfire, and Rook at HE, June 25th to June 27th, St. Kitts. Get your tickets now at StKittsMusicFestival.com. The St. Kitts Music Festival, where music meets paradise.
Long awaited all-inclusive Creole Cruise Party is set to set sail at sunset to secret exclusive destinations under the canopy of a lovely, lively, vibrant, colorful celebration with non-stop entertainment by for Serenade Combo, King Dice, Reigning Calypso Mona, Joy, Dread and the Bear. Music by DJ Shield. 6 p.m. and the journey departs the Bayfront in Roseau. It's smooth sailing along the scenic coast of independent Dominica. Come and enjoy a deserving night of highly anticipated good fun, friends, and frolic. Thursday, October 23rd, all-inclusive Creole Cruise Party. Secure your tickets now for this extraordinary cruise journey along the coast of Dominica. Only $280 or $80 US. All-inclusive Creole Cruise Party. Get your tickets at Island Event Tickets /tickets Creole Cruise Party. A Bullseye Pharmacy. A call 235-6888. Thursday, October 23rd. Big prizes and surprises. Everyone from the diaspora will be there.
All right, Dominique, it's already 1:17 in the afternoon, and with us for the full hour and a half is Dr. Thompson Fontaine and, of course, Mr. Sanford, the president of the United Workers' Party. I want to say good afternoon to you, gentlemen. Mr. Thompson, good afternoon, Dr. Thompson Fontaine.
Matt, good afternoon, and of course to your many listeners that are scattered across the globe, I'm told, all over the world, and here in Dominica. Certainly, good afternoon to all.
Good afternoon to Mr. Sanford. How are you?
Hey, Matt, good afternoon. Good afternoon to all your listeners to Q95, and good afternoon to those listening in Dominica and outside of Dominica. It's a pleasure to be with you, Matt, always.
Always a pleasure to have you in studio. It's always a pleasure. Now, we're going to hit the ground running here this afternoon, of course. I want to, of course, ask Mr. Thompson Fontaine, both from you and Mr. Fontaine can speak to the issue. What is the position of the United Workers' Party at this time in terms of, where you are?
Great, Matt, and thanks for that question. The United Workers' Party, we have been involved over the past several weeks in reaching out to the public in Dominica, because we believe that we have a message that needs to get out there, a message of hope, a message of basically sound policies and sound plans that we have for this country. And we believe that's important that we go out there with that message to the people. And so we have been engaging in those efforts. We've been meeting very, very regularly on the ground, talking to the people. We've had several meetings over the past few weeks. We had a grand rally, as you know, at the beginning of February in Grand Fond that kind of motivated and re-energized the base of the party. But between then and now, we continue to reach out because we believe, as a party looking to be in government, that we need to connect with the Dominican public. And that's what we have been engaged in. All of our efforts and energies have been towards that, because we believe after 25 years of the Dominican Labour Party that the people of Dominica are looking for a change. And we believe that the United Workers' Party is that change that the people have been looking for. But we're not taking anything for granted. So we're out there bringing that message day after day, week after week, and, basically hoping that the people of Dominica will hear us. And I must say that they have been listening to us. And let me say a big thank you to all of the Dominicans there that have been able. A big thank you to all of the Dominicans that have welcomed us in the various villages, welcomed us in the churches. For example, last Saturday we were at the Seventh-day Adventist Church. Before that, we've been to various Catholic churches across the country. And it's a great vibe, Matt, in the sense that people are learning about us. They are welcoming us into their homes. They are welcoming us into the communities, into the villages. And I'm very pleased as a leader of the party to see that. I believe that that's an important part of what we, the United Workers' Party, can offer. And the message is going out, and the people are responding very positively. And I want to say a big thank you to everyone.
Let me hear Mr. Sanford's position as to where the party is at this point.
Yeah, definitely. I'm in full support of Dr. Fountain. The party has been on the ground doing the work in preparation for an election. We have been encouraging our people to get confirmed. We have been advocating for the confirmation process to make simpler for people. People that live in the outside villages, outside of the main core of the constituencies, that the electoral commission do something to assist those people, because that is critical to have a democratically fair election. We need to ensure that all the adult suffrage of every Dominican is respected and allowed them to exercise their franchise. So we've been advocating for that. We've been meeting people, seeking out candidates, Mats. We want to keep that one a little quiet, but people are asking. So we've been doing that. We've been talking to some very interesting people and understanding the viciousity, if that is a word, Matt, of how scared some of these people are, and they really do want to serve country, but the playing field is so rocky with discrimination and victimization and all this stuff. But
if you stand for a cause, why would you be
scared? But people are actually fearful of that, and the Labour Party, they rejoice in that condition set, because I've spoken to some of the people in the Labour Party contingents, and they're actually happy when they know people are fearful, But we've been speaking to some people, and people are stepping up. In the right time, we'll speak to that. But we are making some headways, and
how do you deal? You're one person who stood up for many years. How do you deal with that fear that the Labour Party actually try to demonize persons when they join the opposition?
Well, I think for me it's a mix of many races. I have the white blood in me, I have the Kalinago blood, and some elements of the African blood. So I think I'm kind of fearless. And like many people in Dominica who have a price over their head and their dignity is always placed below their true value for country, I don't do that. I have not lived outside of this country. I've born and raised in the Kalinago territory, contributed all my life in the education of young people across the country, been in sports, which is a very liberating activity, and so on. And I mean, I don't think nobody can really intimidate me or buy me. So for me, I was willing to take the sacrifice and stand up for country. There are some people who cannot do that for some reasons. They're fearful. They don't think that they can do it on their own, So, and some people have a price. There's some people are just that gullible, So, some people would step up, and if they are paid, and if they're not paid, and who is paying more, And this is the reality of the day. Politics has become transactional over the last 20 years. The political culture that has been allowed to.
Have you been offered by anything from the other side?
No, I was just saying the political culture, Matt, that has been allowed to grow in this country has allowed politics to be transactional, in the sense that people don't look at the collective anymore as a motivation for politics. The self-centered aspect of the theory has taken over, and people see politics as what is in it for me. And the people in position has pounced upon that and actually solidified the transactional means of politics. And we can see the repercussions throughout society in terms of we're not having that voluntarism spirit anymore. That Kutme spirit is gone. The National Day of Community Service is just on the calendar, but in reality it's not happening. We don't look out for each other anymore. The violence, we have no respect for each other anymore. So you see all that is showing its ugly faces for society. And it needs some of us like me who would stand up, in fairness, collective, for a country better in its values and its virtues. And Dominica is blessed in so many ways that people like me have not run away from Dominica. It has been a struggle.
Have you been approached from the other side?
I don't think I need to get into those details, Matt. I don't think this is necessary at this point. And,
but you're not for sale.
I just want to say that I have stood up and fearlessly defended the true values of Dominica and the true values of a Christian society. And I'm seeing more and more that the politics of Dominica is becoming too transactional, and we need to push back against that.
Mhm.
We need to bring back, the dignity of collective purpose and country first, instead of just individual wealth. We see when that is allowed to fester, greed, man. Greed is what is destroying our country right now. You've seen the dissemination of the middle class, which was once upon a time what held was the real backbone of our country social life. Where a teacher, a policeman, a doctor, a nurse had the pride and the respect of community members, and they would live a certain life of dignity. Right now we have the political elites, gathering around a political cult that think that every resource in the country belongs to them. So greed has superseded that. And we become a system where even the businessmen and their pivotal role in country is being ignored, because the politicians think that the businessmen are at their mercies to beck and call, right? And you kind of see a pushback on that, because we have to respect the business, or what we call the private sector role in any developing economy, and give them some latitude to make a meaningful contribution, because the government system by its own operation is not efficient. And you have to have a balance between the efficiency and the equity in any society. And once the government take over the banking system, you see all the banks are living because the government take over the construction system. And then you see it's not just that the government has taken over the system, it's that the foreign forces, the foreign elements is what has taken over Dominica. So we have what we call almost like an automatic government, how do they call it? Autopilot.
On autopilot.
An autopilot, because most of the decisions are influenced by foreign pressure, foreign elements. Look at the main infrastructural projects. Look at what is happening to our CBI program. It's foreigners fighting each other over who should have more rights and who should have more this. All the roads, the hospital, the apartments for our people. These are all managed and owned and run by foreign elements. So it's not just that these guys have becoming so greedy, and the transactional politics have led into such that, but it has spiraled into now where Dominicans are being remotely controlled by foreign forces and foreign interests. And that is dangerous for people. And it needs people like me who has no price on their head to stand up and try to tell the people we can do better. So my mission with UWP now is to tell Dominicans we need to start looking inwards. We need to start looking at ourselves, looking at our human capital, looking at what people have left this country, all these high educated, high quality, high competence people who have left. How can we bring these people back? How can we use the resources that we have? How can we better the education system to ensure that our children grow and learn in a system of pride in country, pride in talent, pride in family? You understand? These are the kind of things I stand for. That's why I align with Dr. Fontaine, who's a very humble person. And I have been dealing with him. Not a perfect leader, but a humble person coming from a similar background to myself. In Grand Fond, where we had to plant dashing and fig and carry the bunches on our head before we go to school in the morning. I had to come back in the home, go on the rock and catch some fish to help my parents cook a lunch while they were in the banana fields trying to make some money. And we have grown to fight the injustice in the system, educate ourselves, and aligningly, we both of us went into economics, understand how the system works, understand how the use of resources have to benefit the majority of the people. And we have stepped up on the same ticket, maybe coming from different political upbringing, because I was raised in a Labour Party hole. And but growing up, I was exposed to all the political parties. And I admire Mr. Edison James in 1988 when he formed the party, coming from Marigot, who is also one of the peasant areas, the descendants of slavery, and understanding and seeing what he has achieved and fall in line. And I think Thompson has his own story politically. But I was also able to listen to Mary Eugenia Charles. I was also able to listen to Rosie Douglas and decide for myself what political position we take. It's sad that these men of the past and their principles and their virtues have vanished in the field of politics, where everything now is so transactional. And we need people in Dominica who is seeing through that and seeing the dangers that this brings for our system and our children, because it's getting difficult, Matt.
Well, we'll rewind. We'll come back to that point that you're trying to make there. But I want to rewind the tape when you said you guys are on the ground. Now, your critics say they don't see you on the ground. Where are you? I hear that all the time because they talk about being on the ground.
Yes.
Where is the United Workers Party?
Okay, Matt.
You've heard that before, right?
Yes, I've heard that. I've also heard that they're not hearing me on the air, notwithstanding that we're on the air. In fact, I'll tell you what. One guy met me telling me, but I doesn't hear you at all. And then the following week he tell me, but you're on the air too much. Why do you spend so much time on the radio? So they have to make up their minds. But I'll tell you, Matt, we have been in several communities. We deliberately went into the communities of Campbell and Warner last week and the week before. We spent a couple of days there. We had public meetings there. Before that, we were in Miro and St. Joseph in that area. Before that, we were in the Cassie-Bruce area where we went to Good Hope. Then we were in Dalis, for a couple, for some time. We've been in the Kalinago territory. We've been in Cassie-Bruce. We've been in my own village of Grand Fort. We have been in the village of Calabishi, of Paybush, you just name it. We're Portsmouth. Actually, we're in Portsmouth just this past weekend. And a very interesting story. I hope we can get a chance to talk about it.
Mm-hmm.
Been in Portsmouth and hearing the impressions of the people on the ground and what they are saying. And I'll tell you, Matt, since we are talking about it, and I think it will come at some great joy to some of our listeners in talking to one of the persons that we met. He told me clearly, he says, listen, man, I am almost 70. All my life, I've been voting Labour. And I'm talking about this past weekend, Friday night in Portsmouth. All those years I've been voting Labour, but this is it. I will not be voting Labour any longer. Who is your candidate? That we know, because that is it. That's a 70-year-old man approaching 70.
So you're saying that
I'm saying that to say that this is representative of what we have been hearing across Dominica. This feeling that people are fed up because what they have been telling us, Matt, is that this government has not worked for them. They're telling us that this government has failed. And Matt, I am not new to human suffering. I have seen pain. I have seen human suffering up close. I have seen persons in refugee camps. I have seen desperately poor people in the deserts of Niger and in Africa, in the Gambia, people suffering. I've seen human suffering. I've also seen human suffering here in Dominica. And that is what motivates me to do what we're doing, because you see people, as we go through Dominica, the difficulties that they're having to make ends meet, the struggles that they're having to send their children to school, the things that they have to engage in to make a dollar, and just the overwhelming pain and suffering that the people of Dominica have had to endure. And we're getting that over and over and over again. And so that is what provides the motivation for me to get up and for us as a party to say, okay, this week we're going to focus on this village, on this community. It's costly. We have to put gas in our vehicles. It costs several $100s a month just to do what we are doing, just on transportation. But we are doing it because we have the motivation that we can do better. At the heart of everything that the United Workers' Party is doing is the sense that we can offer a better alternative to the people of Dominica, that we don't have to go through this pain and suffering, that the poor person who's worked all his life in this country, this farmer who's worked all his life, that coming down to his later years when he should be able to put his foot up and not have to worry about where he's going to get $100 to pay the dentist or to go to do a doctor's visit. The people who have been suffering all these years in the country, and you met them. So we met a man in Woodford Hill recently who told us that, he's worked all these years. He's sick now. He's in his 70s. He's sick, but he does not want to go to the hospital. He does not want to go because he fears that if he goes to the hospital, he will die. And if he's going to die, he'd prefer to die right there at his home. We have that over and over again. I spoke this morning to a gentleman from Woodford Hill who happened to call me in a hospital in Guadeloupe. He told me, I actually met him when he went to Woodford Hill. He went all the way up in his field, in his house. Mr. Conway, good afternoon to you, sir. I'm sure you're listening. You did tell me that you'd be listening. And, he told me that he's there. It's a struggle for him because it's a huge bill that he has to pay. But we have no insurance for our people. Our people are struggling. When they have to go to the hospital, some of them have to depend upon the goodness of a prime minister to help them out. Others have to do unimaginable things. Others have to suffer. Some of them die, quite frankly. There are Dominicans who die because they don't have the health care. They don't have the support. And I'm seeing that this country has so many resources. There is so much that we have that can make the lives of our people better. So that when people are at this age, that they feel comfortable that they can go to the hospital because they have a national insurance scheme that will cover them. They have good medical care, that they don't have to worry that they will not return if they go to the hospital. But these are the real fears that people are living with on a daily basis, Matt. And so, I look at the whole issue of a party and politics as being about that. How do you improve the lives of the people? And I tell people repeatedly that as a prime minister, as a government, our focus will be on every day. How do we make your lives better? How can we improve your lives? How can we move you from where you are to a better place? How can we, for example, make the cost of living more comfortable? How can we improve our health system? How can we improve our schools? How can we improve our system so that our young people get opportunities in life? These are the kinds of things that motivate us. These are the kind of discussions that we're having with the people across Dominica. And I must say that the people are certainly listening. And that, to me, is what it's all about.
The biggest criticism I've heard of the Party for the Weak is that you are not able to bring the top brass of the party together. Let me put that question to Mr. Sanford. Are you a unifier? Can you bring? Are you not able to bring the top brass of the party together that they say are divided?
Matt, I don't want to take anybody title from them, because yesterday somebody declared themselves as a unifier, so I don't want to take any title from them. But before I enter into your question, Matt,
yes,
I would say that I'm happy that people are making that observation or even expressing that we're not on the ground enough. It sends a message to us that this is positive and people wants to see us. And I think the reason why people wants to see us and maybe what we're doing has to intensify and even multiply across the country if we could magically do it with the time, because all of us have to work and we have to do stuff too, so but I'm happy that people saying that, because Matt, you have to observe too in politics, and in leadership, there's a season for different personality style and leadership style, right? Dr. Fountain, as you can hear the man speak, is very passionate about the lives of every Dominican. And as an economist, we understand the inefficiencies that this current government has exercised with all the largest of money they have gotten over the last 25 years. And Matt, if you have to just put together the 25 years of budget that the government has passed, it is close to 25, maybe $20 billion that this government has expensed in this country. And you need to see how, what is there to show it, Matt? Let's look at our hospitals. Why are people fearful to go to hospitals? Where are the specialists that we have trained in healthcare? Where are the primary and the secondary tertiary institution? How do they fit into that equation to help minimize and help release the pressure at the main hospital? This organization fluid processes that has been solely inefficient, over all these years, so much money being spent. Let us gather the amount of CBI funds that we have gotten after 25 years of passport sale, diplomatic passports, and all that money that has been made from the country. How that reflect in our education system? Why is that still? Why? What are the opportunities there for young people? What is happening there? So when you really analyze that, Matt, you can understand that the people are eager to see us now because they believe after that period of waste and largesse and greed by this current administration, and just one man has been at the helm of all that for the 25 years, that people need somebody for that time. And who do they need? They need a humble person from the Grand Fork constituency who has gone the way and studied the right thing, economics, that understand through his experience on the world stage working in different countries, that he can bring this experience and this expertise to our country. And yes, he will get criticism for his leadership style and all that stuff, which has kind of dominated the airways on your program, sadly. But he brings that, and people, I think a lot of Dominicans understand that this is the period we need somebody to correct things, put things in the right order as it relates to our economy, grow the resources that we have on island, optimize the capital skills of our people, and bring a better standard of living and some ease to our people. Because what this government have done, they have wasted the largest of our money from the CBI and the other areas. And now they are taxing the people to their bones to survive and keep their political machinery going. 21 ministers, Madrid, do you know how many ministers in Dominica? I can't keep check. And promises are all being made as we speak to bring in new people, even at this later end. So we may have, just before the next election, maybe 30 ministers in government, those who are actually elected and those who are being targeted. Right? So this is what is happening. We have a large government body. We have an NEP program that has moved from 7 million, in 2013 to $36 million now, just to ensure that we trap votes. So you have a government that has wasted the largest resource of the state, use these tax resources just to keep their political machinery in place. And the people are suffering. And I believe the people asking to see us on the ground, and more of us on the ground, it is encouraging for me. I'm not going to say they're wrong. They are right. They want to see us because they realize that Thompson Fountain is his time now, and they want to meet with him and let them know of their problems so he can put that economy back together.
Dr.
when they
Fountain,
give him the support.
I want to ask you the very same question. Do you think you are a unifier? I want to use the word. Do you think you're somebody that can bring everybody together?
Matt, we have within the party, we have a system that governs the activities, and that's the National Executive Committee. These are individuals who are selected every year for a very democratic process. So these are the people in leadership. The leadership of the United Workers' Party are the members of the National Executive who are elected to serve, along with the caretakers and the candidates. And so we work together. Obviously, within any organization, you're going to get differences of opinion. But I will tell you what, Matt, I have a very strong, much of my life has been in academics and having done work in research and so on. One of the things that I found out was when I came to do a paper, like a research paper, I found out that when I presented it to my colleagues and I asked for feedback, very often the persons who were the most critical of me are the ones who added the most value to my work. Because they're critical, they might say, but why are you using this variable? Why not use it? You're using a linear. Why not use a log? They press you very, very critical to the point where you might think, well, that person does not like me, man. But what they're doing, what they're offering to you is a different perspective. Probably you have not thought of it that way. Why don't you change your thinking? And that's why I am very happy for an organization like the United Workers' Party, because I see the same parallels here in the political realm. You have people around you who may be harshly critical. It's not that they hate me. It's not that they don't like me, but it's just that they want me to see their point of view. But at the same time, I'm not only listening to this individual, I'm listening to 3 or 4 other individuals. What you will find very often is that this individual who is talking to you might think, well, you really should have taken on their opinion or their advice. But I've just listened to 4 other people. So I'm weighing your opinion, Claudia's opinion, against the 4 other people. I'm thinking, but which one is best? Sometimes you have to make a choice between which opinions you take on board and how you deal with those. But it is not to say that people don't like you, or people say, because people are asking for more, asking for greater involvement of the leader and wanting to talk to me more, engage me more, and so on. I don't see it as disunity. I see it as being very healthy, because what it does, and one of the things that I can tell you, one of my very strong points, again coming from that academic background where you learn to listen to your critics. One of the strong points I think I bring to this party is the ability to listen to people. And
I heard a criticism this morning that you're very arrogant. I don't find that, but some people say you're arrogant.
But I'm laughing because this is the first that I'm hearing. All of my life, I've been called many, many things, but not arrogant. I don't know how to be arrogant, really. I mean, that is, arrogance comes from a place of not respecting people's opinions. People consider you to be arrogant if you don't listen to them, you don't take them on. That's not me. I tend to listen. And sometimes people mistake my listening and my absorbing to be non-responsive. So people say, "Oh, but you're not." But I'm listening to you. I'm attentive to what you're saying. At the end of the day, I want to listen to a multitude of different opinions and come up with the best opinion. And I don't see that as arrogance. I see that as something that can add value. Because at the end of the day, Matthew, understand that even as leader of the United Workers' Party, a very prestigious organization here in Dominica, you do not have all the answers. I don't have all the answers, surely. I don't know. I don't have all the solutions to all of the problems that are in Dominica, but there are people around me who offer that. There are people probably in the other camp who probably are not supportive of me, of our party, but who may support the growth and development of Dominica, who would have an opinion. I want to hear that. I want to know what you're saying. I want to hear your point of view. So I don't think, I think it's a bit unfair to call it arrogance. I think it's probably a question of not understanding. And one of the things, Matt, I can tell you, if I could blow my trumpet in that regard, is I respect everybody. I don't see myself as being higher than anybody else. I never with anybody else. I never have. I never have used my training and my intelligence or whatever people call it. I've never used that to look down on anybody. I think the ability to relate to everybody is one of the strong points of me as a leader in this country.
So you're a good listener.
I'm a good listener, and people say, well, I probably don't communicate enough, and I can understand that. There is always room for improvement, and that's why I love the critics. If my friends are telling me, hey, you don't communicate enough, you need to call this person. So I tell them, okay, yeah, let me call them. Give me the numbers. Let me call. If I'm not calling enough, because if that's a weakness in me, I want to strengthen it. Because at the end of the day, Matt, what you want is a leader, and I think what Dominicans want is a leader who is attentive to their needs, a leader whose heart is really about bringing change to them, a leader who cares about them, a leader who cares deeply enough to make whatever sacrifice it takes to ensure that their lives are improved. And that is the kind of leadership that I'm offering.
What about persons who say they don't like your style?
Again, Matt, it's a different style. I have a unique upbringing in terms of where I've been. As I said, I've been I've been to the lowest, sitting on a jail cell, to walking the corridors of power across the world. So, I've been through so I come with a different type of experience, which draws from which I've been able to draw on my leadership, and I must say that where I have been able to do that, and people have given me a chance. And another thing I tell people say, but you can. I said, but just give me a chance. Give me a chance. We've not taken the party to an election as well. Give me a chance. Just wait. You be patient. So the idea that I don't talk to people. No, Matt. That is not me.
You don't have any enemies.
No? I don't. Well, there are people who disagree with me, but that's your right to do, and not because you disagree with me that I'm going to diss you or so on. I must say that even on the ground, there are people who say sometimes not too nice things, and I still try my best to talk to them. I don't just dismiss them, and sometimes people come towards you with a complete idea of who you are because they've heard people say, Mr. is this, Mr. is the other. And then that's what they come towards you with. But when they get a chance to know who you are, when they get a chance to talk to you, they realize this is a completely different person from what people are portraying.
Would you say that you're a social animal? That's a term I've heard. Like you deal with anybody.
I deal with anybody, Matt. That I think is probably one of my strongest points, I can sit in any living room in Dominica, in any kitchen in Dominica. I don't think twice about reaching out to persons on the streets, and if you see me move around, sometimes I stop and engage even the so-called the young boys who are lost on the streets. Sometimes I stop to engage them. It's about not that I don't even feel too comfortable doing that. I don't want to blow my. I would much prefer that people that know me and have seen me in action, if they step up and say that. But but since you asked the question, I think the ability to deal with everybody is probably one of the strongest points that I have. I hold.
All right, I'm going to open up the lines right now because we want it to be very interactive. We have Mr. Sanford, the president of the United Workers' Party, and we have I'm going to say the prime minister, the leader.
Well, say it.
Hello, talk to me. Yes, are you there? Sorry about that. We're taking phone calls at this time. Hello, talk to me.
Yes, Matt. Thanks for taking my call because I'm going to a funeral. Honorable Sanford and Dr. Thompson, I'm happy to listen to you early this afternoon, but a pity I cannot be there. And everybody cannot have the same style. Thank you very much.
More telephone calls. The numbers are 449-3095, 449-3096, 449-3097. These are the numbers you could call and engage these two leaders here. Are you there? The president and the leader himself. Are you there? Good afternoon to you, yes.
Honorable for President Ligo. Dr. Fountain, I got two things to say. First, I'm going to start with Matt. On the question of unity, Matt, as a seasoned journalist, and Q95 is the #1 station in Dominica. And as experienced journalists like Matt, I heard him say once, when it bleeds, it leads. But am I correct?
When it what?
When it bleeds, it leads.
I don't remember. That's when it bleeds, it leads. I don't understand.
Yeah, like a story. Like in journalism, you have a story. When it bleeds, it leads. Like when you have a story that could draw the most listenership or the most views, you're gonna run with it because you're gonna get a lot of likes or a lot of listeners.
From that perspective, yeah, I get you. Hello, yeah.
Yeah, so that's what I'm saying. So on the question of unity, Dr. Fountain, Matt could stay a whole month talking about unity because it bleeds, so it's gonna lead. So the UWP has to be careful because Q95 agenda and the United Workers agenda is two different agendas. So you still have to be careful because a lot of people run and they won't talk about the suffering Dominica going through, the lack of employment, the high cost of living, the blatant corruption, the disrespect for our laws and our constitution. But they will talk about disunity in the United Workers' Party. So I'm just saying, you guys have to be very careful. Now, a question to Dr. Fountain. In terms of, he said some people will say he doesn't communicate properly. But as a leader of our party, and I say our, the United Workers' Party, do you think it is right that you leader should make a decision without the consultation of the members, the executive members or the rank and file members? Because I think that's one of the critics I'm hearing. I'm not on the ground. I could be wrong, but that doesn't even go down well with me because I think if you're going to make decision, important decision for the party, I think it's natural that you communicate with your executive or the rank and file. And as you say, I know you are a good listener. From all sources, I know you respect people's opinion and you are a good leader because I will say again, you have my support and any leader that leading the United Workers' Party will have my support. But in the United Workers' Party, we have a lot of strong leaders. Claudius is one. Thompson is one. Toso is one. Lennox is one. So you will always find that the people have to understand that when we choose a leader, even if it's not our first choice, it's our duty to support the leader and support the party full fledged so we could get rid of this dictator and this corrupt administration. Thank you.
All right, thank you. Yes, I've heard that criticism myself that you don't consult. You're not a team leader.
Okay, thank you very much, Carla, for this and for these very important insights. And Matt, like you said, I think I pride myself on welcoming critique and listening. And we have a process which I will not go into within the party, by which we decide on things. We have a national executive committee that makes decisions on behalf of the party. I'm not a lone ranger. I am the leader of a team. And I understand the team concept. I understand the need to get consensus. But at the end of the day, Matt, as a leader, you have to lead, and everybody will have their say. But sometimes people don't always get the way. And so, but I will tell you what, I do not make any major, I can say without fear of contradiction, I do not make any major decisions concerning the party on my own. There's always a process of consultation that we go through.
All right, let's take more phone calls. 449-3095-9697. It's already 1:56. Are you there?
Yes.
Yes, sir, I'm here.
Good afternoon to you. Yes, Thompson, good afternoon. Hey, Claudius, you already know who's talking. Let me tell you, man, I may be the only thing I can speak English. You see that last caller? What I would have to say, I uphold mostly everything you say, I might have a little twist to it. Because, Matt, the point is, the amount of things that happen in the country where people hungry, people suffering. No beauty contest, something them there to come and you stand up and fight for the people. And one thing the caller maybe don't observe, which you don't mention, I suspect is that thing the Labour Party have in the Caribbean, trying to put out some statement, and if you get the radio station, you get it more neutral and giving a voice of the opposition. One thing Dominica alone, they get a technique now, and they have some foolish, gabalicious vouchers within the Labour picking up and running about what and who will lead and who will lead. But it has sometimes not in the Christian have. And then a group after that gone a project. But I think what I look in the least, me not can read and write, I don't know who that can read and write to be over me sometimes. So, then it's just a whole set of things. But Claudius, take it easy and just take strong and just never get so deep like you in politics.
Thank you. On the telephone, yes. Hello, are you there, caller? Caller, are you there? Caller, are you there? Let's try this. Oh, sorry about that. Let's try this one. Hello, yes.
Yeah, Mr. Pelter, blessings to you, sir.
Blessings, sir.
Dr. Fountain, Claudius, blessings to you all.
Yeah, good afternoon.
Blessings.
I want to say a few things, Matt. Just quickly, I'm going to abbreviate the amount of things I wanted to be in a private setting for me to engage Dr. Fountain, Claudius, Lennox, whoever it is. But I'm going to abbreviate what I am about to say. If there is the perception of a unilateral or all by Thompson self is doing things, and he just said it, sometimes some people have the say, but not the way. Who are the people that can have the say and not the way pertaining to leadership decisions? Like Dr. Fountain would do certain things if it's unilaterally or privately, he alone, whatever the case may be, and would come into contention with other members of the party that would not be in the interest of the party. Doc, quickly, I just want to say, we have short attention span in the country. Matt taught me something, and I'll always remember. Repetition builds reputation, and I add to it character and familiarity. There are so many burning issues quickly, like the Gregor Nassif issue, very, very profound. It's like a martial art fighter that knows where to hit you, to take you down. The bond money with the visa issuance, go into America, you get a visa, you have to pay over $15,000 to guarantee your return when your time is expired. The sanction on visas pertaining to our relationship with Maduro and whatever, Venezuela, blah, 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 and all those kind of foolishness. Whether with in the court mass, how they call it, some kind of thing in the court pertaining to Caribbean leaders involved in drug trafficking, money laundering, human trafficking,
indictment.
And so many other issues.
Indictment you're talking about. Indictment, yes.
The indictment of Maduro and implicating Caribbean leaders and all of that. Dock the money, or you take those, let me say, criminals to court to give an account for. And many other issues. Get a bullhorn. If you haven't got somebody talking, get recording of the burning issues. Doc, you go in St. Joseph, you pass in 50 houses. If you have a bullhorn, you go in 200 houses, Doc. To me, or you're too quiet and things, or you're not. Repetition builds reputation, character, and the familiarity. Too many things just die in Dominica. Under your leadership is Silent Night, Holy Night, under all of them, Ron Green, Edison James, Earl Williams, Hector Sparks, Leno, everybody like was hearing. Doc, sometimes we become complacent. We figure out what we're doing is good enough because of who we are, perceptions again. So please, I do not want to pressure you, but sometimes you have to keep man feet to the fire. Look at Vexus Mio, because I put his foot to the fire. And that's who I am. It's not nothing personal. It is just something when it requires, when it merits that I call on Claudius. If Claudius vex too bad for him, but I know my heart is clean. I call on anybody. So my brother, you have to be self-examine, me, myself, all of us, to see where we can do better, to be more effective. Thank you.
Thank you, Blessings.
Yes, Matt,
you,
indeed.
Blessings.
Yeah, let me say a big thank you to Blessings for that. And that's exactly what I'm talking about. I want to hear, that's an excellent suggestion that he gave with regards to recording some of what we've done and taking it around the country. We will work on that. I think that's, these are the kind of suggestions I think that can only make us better. And I would want to encourage our listeners, when they call, if they can offer different suggestions, different solutions that will help strengthen us. Because at the end of the day, we are all in this together. At the end of the day, it's not so much about Thompson Fontaine or Claudia Sanford. At the end of the day, it is about the people of Dominica. And anything that can help us improve, anything that can help us be a stronger, more formidable party, we would welcome it. And that's a very excellent suggestion made by Blessings. And
I just want to
work on it.
Yeah, I just want to comment too as well and support Doc in thanking Blessings for continuously advocating on behalf of what is just in this country. And some people may get irritated with him, but I've always enjoyed listening to Blessings. And he just raised a very important point, that there are some things he would tell us in private. And that is very important, Matt, because, in all families, there are difficulties. There, even families, even in every institution, there are conflicts, But there's a right way to solve conflicts. And there is a not so right way to solve conflicts. And there's a totally wrong way to solve conflicts. And what we see, is the transitory process of UWP has allowed things to, some of the issues you are currently talking about get out of hand. It's not that other companies, other institutions, other political parties don't have their conflict. They do have their conflict.
Mhm.
You heard Vincent Destin and Blackmore the other day in Parliament. That one escaped them. You could see the kind of tension they under, the pressure, and how hard they were fighting to keep it. You know what I'm saying? These guys are going to pastors and priests, asking for priests and pastors to pray for them because they're losing their voices. You understand? So who getting sick under stress and pressure. So while we're not hearing them in the public and so on, it doesn't mean it is good what they're doing, because there are also repercussions to what they're doing. And I am telling you, there are guys who are going to priests and pastors for prayer because of all that pressure they're under, trying to not speak about issues that are affecting them, to align and give the public impression that they're all good. And we know they're not happening. In families, boyfriends and girlfriends just have trouble, brothers and sisters, but it is not always good, Matt, to go on the road and shout after your brother and try to drag him out to have a fist fight of words on the road. Sometimes it's better you slam the door and go, calm yourself, and come back inside the door and let us talk it out. We may have to cry. We may have to maybe share 2 bad words, but at the end of the day, it's indoors, and we solve our problems and we move on. So I'm saying there are good ways, and we in the United Workers' Party, and we heard the repetition of silence, and it's too silent, and Blessings even say Holy Night, It's kind of funny, but there are times silence is powerful. You cannot go and just run in your mouth on any issue, every issue that comes out. You cannot take the bait of people who set in those traps for you to just come out and be talking against your former leader in the public. Some people would like to see that. to have too much respect for my past leaders of UWP. We all have made great sacrifices in this country, and we have done things wrong in the past. Some of our strategies did not work, and now we may have to reflect upon that and say, hey, maybe it's time to do things a little different. Let us let the silence play its part for a little bit. Let us not go hitting at each other. Our party is a very democratic party. As you can see, people are free to speak and express themselves.
Let's take a phone call. Hello.
Hello, good afternoon.
And going to pastors
Oh,
and priests.
Fountain.
Yes,
I am going to read a small portion for you to hold in your hand. The Bible in Jeremiah 12:5 said, if you have run with the and they have wearied you, then how can you contend with horses? And if in the land of peace, in which you trusted, they wearied you, then how will you do in the flooding of the Jordan? For even your own brothers, the house of your father, even they have dealt treacherously with you. Yes, they have called a multitude after you. Do not believe them, even though they speak smooth words to you. I want to tell you, stick in there. You cannot get a crown if you don't go through persecution. Do not let anybody weary you. You came down, come out all the way, spend so much money in court, so much thing happened to you, and you stood over there. Do not let nobody, nenen, cope, auntie, uncle, weary you out. There are times you have to go through the trials and the battle. So God will bring you. I keep on telling you that. I'm a member of Earl Church. I keep on telling you, do not get weary. People must talk. If they don't talk, it makes no sense. Stay silent when you have to stay silent. Speak when you have to speak. God bless you, sir.
God bless you too.
Okay,
God bless
thank you.
Yeah,
Thank you.
Thank you. More telephone calls. Are you there, caller? No, you're not. Let's move on to this call. Are you there, caller?
Good afternoon, Matt.
Good afternoon to you, sir.
And good afternoon to your guests.
Good afternoon.
Matt, I taken the opportunity since after the delegates. I've never opened my mouth and say anything because it's like I know better. Matt, what I find our people in Dominica, we too petty and we too weak. Matt, you see me? I believe coming together to elect whoever the leader it is. I will make all my noise at the day of that. But what I find is with all the noise you're making and all what we stand for, when the vote counts, the one who got the most, all of us should just come together and let us just work with that leader. I don't see why at that stage of the UWP for us to be in that crisis. Matt, you see me? I will tell you something about me. I'm a fighter, and you know me very well. I don't give up. I'm a fighter.
True.
I have called on many occasions with respect to the electoral reform, the situation we have in Scott said. And I fight in it because I'm a fighter. Matt, there is something in America I will draw to attention. You see me, Matt? There's a philosophy in the Republican Party. I will die, and I love them. You know why, Matt? Every individual Republican stands for what they believe. If you look at what is happening in the House of Representatives, there was once they had to vote for a speaker, who they call him Kevin McCarthy. It took them almost 15 to 20 rounds of votes to elect a speaker, and they're all Republicans. Listen to that, Matt. They are all Republicans, and it took them between 15 to 20 rounds of votes to vote for that speaker. When they vote for that speaker did not last. One person, one Republican, raised a resolution to remove the very Republican leadership in the House. What are you saying about that, Matt? We're too petty, man. People must respect people's views. It doesn't matter even if I object to you. You don't have to beg. Let us work together. Let us do things together. Even right now, as we speak, the Republicans control the House and the Senate, and they have difficulty passing bills. When certain Republicans don't support the bill, you know what the leader do? The leader find that candidate. He find that person, and he reach out to that person, and he speak to that person. Because you know why? He wants your support. I'm saying that to show, Matt, we need to respect people. Even if I oppose for something, that doesn't mean I vex with you. And I think we're taking politics too pet in Dominica. It is time we raise our level, man, and support the leadership and the deputy leadership, because that is what our constitution gives us. We have to move forward. We have to support them. I'm not saying that to say, man, we're taking politics too petty in Dominica, man. We must stop those things, man. When somebody objects to something or you're already calling on party person, we must stop that. That's the call for. That's why I tell you, man. I don't care what people say. People tell me what they want. I will try a Republican because you know why? Republicans are self-reliant. They are independent. And every independent Republican stands for what they believe. Tell them I say that.
And you'll die a UWP too. You there?
I appreciate all you. Thank you.
Are you there? He's going. Let's take a phone call. All right, we're gonna come back after this. Hello, talk to me. Yes, we're gonna come back.
Cruise party. It's set to.
Not this one. We're gonna move on to this other call.
If you know quality, then you must know the manufacturers of Dominica's finest rums. Belfast Estate Limited, over 80 years leading the industry with exceptional standards and formidable customer service. We present the manufacturers of BB Rum, Soca Rum, Red Cap Rum, Cask Rum, and the signature Belfast Estate Rum Punch. With island-wide distribution daily, Belfast Estate Limited has cemented its mark as the distributor of choice for products like Eldorado range of rums and creams, Kubali Bear, Corona Bear, Guinness, Root Boy drink, and of course, Sunglass juices, Toffee snacks, Vitamalt, and Pine Hill juices. Call the office at 440-7032 or visit the distribution outlet at Jimmy Dominica. Follow on Facebook or Instagram at Belfast Estate. Belfast Estate Limited, your leading manufacturer and distributor of rums in Dominica.
I will stop saying it's the ball, the arrow. I might say it's the arrowhead, the space repair scene. And itself is the bow and Jara pulling that.
No, while they partying, I studying.
Party Rum, the king maker.
They never see the good you do. They just know to back up you. They don't see the country. They still be live in.
The greatest calypso writer ever from Dominica.
His verbs explode in cunningly crafted and constructed calypso. He goes on the attack with bring back the money and do something to help my brothers for me. Piercing political melody couched in vibrant, scorching lyrics. The synchrony of rhythm and of rhyme in skillfully dissected time and movements and motions, alluring alliteration, rolling the dice in words orgasmic and precise, stirring, writhing with a cosmic resonance of patriotic passion, touching the soul of the nation in pulsating cadences, crushing corrupting bars, the language of the stars.
How hard I working while they're sleeping.
Party Rum, the musical luminary. Party Rum, the case of Kingmaker. The grand finale, the Party Rum Tribute Part 3 on Q95 FM. This Friday, April 25, 10:45 a.m. Special guests: Annie Aaron, Ozzy Lewis, Valiant Will Coffee, Honorable Ray Blackmore, Father Branker John, Johnson Boston, the Saying Sandy and more. Party Rum Tribute Part 3, Q95 FM. This Friday. Creole had with Q95 FM, the mix station, DNO, Multi Solutions Inc., and Puppet Sarah presentation. Oh, you, I just made goal winning Roseau again. Same place outside Flossie's. I tried to dock in, but you had time see me. Well, story start again. Million, lot of my power we got, huh? Soccer fella, I said the same thing you doing, shopping at Flossie's, and you don't have to tell me the same thing you tell me last time because I busy. It's to hear him way. You reckon? About my pocket, the boy. I won't tell you that I save money in food and drinks when I buy quantity. I save more. Oh, shucks, man. Well, when you're still telling me, I know already. The pocket I spent in my, but it could even pepper palais. I will tell all my friends from London, US and Dominica to come to Flossie's, right next to the Rosa Market. Open Sunday to Saturday. Flossie's can't do it to you.
Fresh Market, Best Price, and Cash and Carry are giving you the chance to win the ultimate staycation. Simply spend $100 or more in store for a chance to win a luxurious weekend getaway at the Sacred Berry Store, plus 2 VIP tickets to Jazz and Crayon, and spending money. But the excitement does not end here. Enjoy weekly prizes, fun in-store activities, and surprises, all promotion along. The more you shop, the more chances you get to win. Shop at Fresh Market, Best Price, or Cash and Carry today and enter for your chance to win the ultimate staycation. Promotion runs from now until April 24th. Terms and conditions apply.
And I know a lot of people are sending voice notes. We're trying to keep it very short. Let's play this one from Leonard Matthew from the diaspora.
Peltier, good afternoon to you and good afternoon to your listeners. I have been listening to your conversation about the leadership struggle or the impasse that's going on with the United Workers' Party. And if my memory serves me right, the United Workers' Party had a delegates conference. And through their conference, they had a democratic process that elected a new leader and a new executive. And I would like to think the delegates who select their leadership after 25 years of being in opposition and not being successful at the polls with fluctuations, whether the elections were stolen or not, they may have felt that they needed somebody different at the helm. Nothing wrong with that, because no one man has the solution for solving Dominica's problem. So if there was a democratic process that elected Thompson Fontaine as the leader, not once, but twice, and that
Four times.
process was fair, without interference, without theft, or without deception by Dr. Thompson Fontaine, a good leader would accept that the delegates, the majority in a democratic process, have spoken. And a good leader would lead by example and understand that the majority of the people have spoken. So I'm going to use my gifts, my skills, my talents, whatever that is, be it a unifier, be it an accountant, be it in the legal field, be it in agriculture, and rally behind whoever the majority have spoken to be the leadership, and ensure that they all play their part to get the party to victory. More importantly, get the bad governance that we've had over the past 20-something years in Dominica off our backs. So I've heard people come in and talk, and I'm kind of disappointed with Pastor Rodney's presentation yesterday of him being a unifier, and that's why he challenged the leadership. And to me, if you want to show that you are a unifier and you want to lead by example, you should first give us an example of where you have unified a church, the religious faithful, the people, and all that good stuff. And then we can see that you are a unifier. So here is a perfect opportunity where we have fractions of political parties in Dominica. And the party you are currently supporting, and as you rightly said, after 5 years, the UWP has done a lot. So there is something that everybody has agreed upon, which is the governance style and productivity and efficiency of UWP in 5 years, and the values that they espouse. So as a unifier, you would first want to make sure that you agree with the democratic process that elected Dr. Thompson Fontaine, understanding the people have spoken. And within that rank, help to unify the folks who are a bit bitter that they didn't, and let them understand the democratic process has spoken, so we need to move forward as a unit to get Dominica on the right track, instead of casting aspersions and saying things that are more divisive and detrimental, which to me, it's a paradox. So I think there are lots of people who have, and I'm not calling out anybody, and I think we have to examine ourselves, cut back on our ego, and understand that what unites us is more powerful than what divides us. Although that's cliche, but understand that the ultimate goal we are trying to accomplish in the best interest of Dominica is getting rid of the bad administration, the corrupt administration of Roosevelt Skerry that is bringing harm to the people and the values and the future of our country. The ultimate goal is to make sure that that is done and to restore good governance, law, and order.
Let's take a call. I see a Hamburg is calling at this time. Sagafet Hamburg. Sagafet. Wait. Sagafet.
Mola.
Okay.
Amadou, Thompson, Everstonford. Pas pour te personne because pastor a tête pour designer pour dire en le chai. Il pour dire because changer la vie ni guiltiness c'est un bail qui mauvais. Guiltiness because ou pas ça garder le ton pays ba monda. Avec opposition Thompson seulement so regarder pour. Soit pour regarder contre gouvernement. Soit pas ça soit pour de Thompson. Soit pas la famille so, pas les moun so. Pas venir with the guy can pour voice note. Mon savoir voice note. So mon Thompson Everston for ever Ronaldo team là because let them on moun vient ever dit Thompson fait ça ou pas ça dit fait ça ou son leader ou ni pour lead ou pas ça qui tout moun en do Thompson going buzz that stone for me Everston now it no so Thompson go with you have in your mind because people have their mindset to stick you so stand for Dominica my brother and don't let nobody let you feel scared. No, and that stand up being you strong, and you will see the failure of that stuff from it easy. My brother. Oh.
Okay, I'm back. I'm back standing strong. We talk to Fontaine. Let's see if we can take another phone call before we take the voices there of Dr. Fontaine. I know. Are you there, caller? Yes.
Yes, I am there, Matt. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon to you, sir.
Good afternoon to Mr. Fontaine and Mr. Stanford.
Yes, good afternoon.
Yes, Mr. Fontaine, I just want to ask a couple of questions, please, if you permit me. Have you made a survey as to what it takes, or a survey or research as to what it takes to be an effective political leader?
You want to?
Yeah. I've done it. Yes.
Okay, because being a good or a successful economist doesn't translate in being a good political leader, because it's two different animals. To be an effective, good political leader, one of the criteria that you need, or one of the things that you need the most, is human resources. Am I right or am I wrong?
Human resources.
This is what going to take you over the top. This is what you need. And I think, and I need to ask a question, sir. Have you ever made a survey as to these different people, whether it's in Dominica or in the diaspora, that are available and that are very resourceful, and you could use their resources to help you be successful as a leader? Have you done that?
Go ahead.
Yes, Matt. Certainly, caller. That is an ongoing thing. As I said at the start of the program, I don't have all the answers. Certainly, wherever help is available, we have been looking for that and getting the support of different persons, not only in the diaspora but also here locally.
Any other question?
Because my thing, no. Let me just engage him again. My thing is, okay, Mr. Thompson. Take for example, Honorable Roosevelt Skerrit. Take a pitch from him. Whether you like this man or not, you have to admire this man as a politician. And it doesn't matter whether you like Mr. Skerrit or not. Once you make yourself available to provide your resources to him so that he could use whatever resources that you have to make him successful, you are welcome. One of the persons that talks the most against Mr. Skerrit is Blessings. And I can guarantee you today or tomorrow, if he goes to Mr. Skerrit, he'll accept him. And I do not want you, and it's been said already, Mr. Thompson, that you only want to deal with people that likes you, or you like, or you don't want to deal with people that have any different opinion about you. And you're not in a beauty contest.
Yeah, but caller, you have to differentiate between when people are attacking you and what is the reality is. And I hope you're listening at the beginning when I said over and over again that coming from my academic background, where your most severe critics are the one that probably gives the most value, add the most value to you. I've taken that same approach in politics. I welcome the critics. So that idea that I'm the yes men, around me is completely false. It's just part of the attacks that people have been doing against me. It's completely false.
I would like it to be more aggressive and pursue, because, take for example, one of the most effective and listened to speaker of the UWP, Mr. Linton. When that man speaks, everybody listens. And you have to try to use that man's resources. You don't have to be friends. You don't have to like you. He doesn't. You don't have to like him. That's because we don't. They're there to like him or don't like him. We're there to be effective and to win an election. And you as the leader, sir, you have to put boots on the ground when it comes to breaking people down and get them on your side.
I'll tell you what, because of time, we can't. Pavan, I do apologize, but time.
Yes, indeed, Matt. And let me just assure the caller that we welcome every support that we can get. I'm not turning anyone away. Every single person that wants to contribute to us making that change in Dominica, I am fully on board with them. Absolutely.
We need to see more boots on the ground.
Yes, Matt, again, you heard it from myself and from Claudius. We need to do more. I mean, that is always the case. We absolutely have to do more. We're not resting, on our laurels saying, we have accomplished. No. We are saying that we are prepared to work. We are prepared to do what we have to do. And again, thanks to the caller for those suggestions. We are listening to your suggestions. We're taking them on board. Where it can strengthen us, we're definitely taking them on board.
All right, more telephone calls. Yes, sorry.
Yes, good afternoon to you, Mark.
Good afternoon to you.
Good afternoon to Dr. Thompson Fontaine. Good afternoon to our president, Mr. Claudia Sampson.
Good afternoon.
Mark, let me just say it. I'm encouraged and I love the humility that Dr. Thompson Fontaine exhibits. He is a man of strong humility, our president as well. And I just heard the last caller. It is unfair to even come to talk about consultation. The Dominica doesn't need a good politician. What Dominica needs is a good manager. And we have always said that at the end of the exercise, that no one will meet all of the attributes of anything he or she undertakes. What is important is you've got a team that share strengths, a team that share weaknesses. Where one is strong, one has to actually help where one is weak, one has to help the other where it is strengthened to get positive. And so a team effort is what will make it. And Dr. Thompson Fontaine has never told the world that he is the best leader. He has told the world that he is ready to exercise his good and deliberate judgment on matters that concern him with respect to the economy. Because Dominica, by all measures, is experiencing a lot of economic growth. So I don't think it is fair to believe that Dr. Thompson Fontaine is making his check about the regime. The point is, he has been successful at the delegate conference 4 times. It tells you something about him. Something is taken issue before that Dr. Thompson had not won on his own merit. I want to ask the question, did he win on his own merit the last time? And so we continue to give questions to have confidence in Dr. Thompson Fontaine, and Dominica needs him at this time. And all what we are hearing from the 2 gentlemen who are in studio and from all Dominicans is that we must unite our forces, we must come together, we must have a common goal, and the common goal, as Blessing says, is to remove the enemy. And so for those of us who want to always believe that everything should be done in the public, it is not a good thing. There are things, of course, that is good for public consumption, and there are things, of course, that is a misdominant doctrine aside. I'm sure the many persons who come forward and put things in the public, if they have an ailment, they will not tell you where that. If they are asking for assistance for an ailment, they may not even tell you what ailment they have. It tells you how private one has to be with his private matters. Yes, politicians are talking private, it's public, but there are things you can tell somebody because there are matters that are really distasteful for the public in terms of asking to protect them. And so we must manage our time, manage ourselves, and to conduct ourselves in a manner where we are willing to help to bring this country back. All of us, we are fighting for one thing. So I'm going to commend Dr. Thompson Fontaine for taking time off and actually rejecting proposals from overseas to look for other things to come and help Dominica. But the country doesn't have to be there. We should be grateful. And we're not saying that he's the only man, but for now, it's his time. And he must take an election. So let us help him win. Let us help ourselves win. Let us help Dominica win. And let us get rid of this incompetent government that has continued to fail Dominicans each and every day in this morning just yet. Have a good afternoon, Max.
Good afternoon again. Good afternoon to you, Mr. Soso Coffee, Glenroy Coffee. Let's take a voice note then.
Good afternoon, Matt.
Good afternoon to you, sir.
Matt, I think what we are discussing this afternoon about the leadership of the UWP, that have already taken place. It's a democratic process. People decide it's Thompson Fontaine we want as a leader, and it's Thompson Fontaine we support him as a leader. You know? So there's another fracture. What is the problem? It's Thompson Fontaine we want as our leader. And my former pal rep, I never call him his name. He have been all over bashing Thompson Fontaine. And the people of South Bay, we don't want him anymore. We still love him as a human being. We don't want him anymore. We're moving forward victory going for. Our objective is to remove Skerrit administration. That is our objective. Not to go and fight for leadership, not to go and fight a democratic process. It was a democratic process with Thompson Fontaine. We're not going to fight that. And that's the same thing they did. They did it in Maho. And that's the same clique that was fighting Joshua Francis. And if Joshua Francis today was there in the UWP, would be a stronger party. And that's why I applaud Joshua Francis, because he is the one of them that pushing for change. It's change we want. Thank you, Matt.
All right, it's already 2:35. Time is moving so quickly there, and everybody's calling the phones here. Inundated with phone calls. Dr. Thompson Fontaine explained, because a lot of people have been suggesting that you have something against, I will say again, I use the word against, Mr. Delbert Paris. What's your take on that?
Against Delbert Paris?
Yeah.
Oh, no. I'm not far from it. I will tell you, when Delbert became the deputy political leader of the party, we had a very good rapport. We spoke, we discussed areas. I discussed areas with him that I thought as a deputy leader he should be engaged in. And we were going along pretty merrily. And then he resigned as the deputy political leader over the March 19 issue. But to say that I have something against him, I think that's false. Again, Matt, you have so many false narratives out there. Thompson doesn't talk to this person. Thompson Thompson this. And a lot of it is just, quite frankly, distractions. I have absolutely nothing against Delbert, and I have told Delbert to his face that I think he's a great addition to the party, and we want him in the party. We want him involved. We want him being out there with us. As a young man with tremendous potential, we need him, and we want him to be there with us. I don't know how much clearer I can be, if I tell you that I want you to be working with us and to be a part of the change coming to Dominica. So that idea that somehow I think is just false. And the people who, quite frankly, man, the people who continue to put this out there, they need to stop it, really. It does not help the party. It does not help us to achieve our goal. And sometimes I can't help but question the motives of some of these individuals. Do you really want to get rid of this administration? Do you really want to make that change in Dominica, or you're happy with the status quo? And we need to get serious. We need to decide what we want. Do we want to make a change? Do we want to get rid of this current administration, or do we want to remain on this Labour Party rule? And I hope that the answer is that we want to change and we do not want to remain on the Labour. And those of us who claim to be on the other side, let us come together, man. Let us stop this nonsense about whom I like, whom I don't like, and so on. Bro, I want to win this thing. When I campaigned for the leadership of the party, it was on the grounds that I can bring this change, that with the help of the party, we can win this election. That has been my mantra, and that is what the people of Dominica and the delegates of the United Workers' Party put me there as leader for, to lead the charge, to bring change and to win this election. Let us join hands. Let us stop this. Let us, sometimes that is even more wearisome. You get worried by people who come with these petty nonsense things that doesn't add anything to making us get better and closer to victory. Bro, we need to say, if we're making a statement, we need to question ourselves. Is that helping us? Is that hurting us? Is that bringing us closer to our goal? If people were asking themselves that each time before they make suggestions, we would be a lot further along.
You know, because I'm reading a text message that I'll share with you that Thompson must lead by example and start publicly supporting the great Don Delbert in Parliament on behalf of the people of Dominica. But I remember the same statement that Delbert made in Parliament when he made it the last time. It's a statement he made before, and it was not against. He was saying that he would support the social activities of the Labour Party, of the government, you know, to support the people. I don't think Delbert said anything different.
Yeah, I don't think Delbert was saying anything against me either. I think, you know,
some people misinterpreted that.
Yeah, I would think so, Matt. And I was saying, well, what is that? You know, it's much ado about nothing, you know. And like I said, and I'll repeat it, I believe that Delbert Parris has a lot to offer as a politician in this country, and we want him in our party. We want him as a member of the United Workers' Party, working together to bring change to this country.
All right, let's take more phone calls. I don't know if you want to add anything to this discussion there as it relates to what happened in the House recently.
No, I think languages can be misconstrued, and people know how to use the language. It's just sad that some people blow it up when there's misconstruction or misunderstanding, and it's also, as Thompson, I want to reiterate what he said, is that when we as supporters of the United Workers' Party, whether on the streets or on social media, when we do those things, we need to ask whether it's helping the party or not, you know. And we cannot always believe that, you know, everybody who puts something out on social media in support of the party is a known person to the executive members or the political leader. People have that liberty to do those things. But what we can do from where I'm now is to put out the call to support the call of Dr. Fountain, that when we are going to make statements, either on social media and so on, as supporters of the party, we need to ask ourselves, you know, whether it's going to help the party or not. And I believe there's a lot of content that we can use. For example, we have put out the 10-pillar program to fortify an internal approach to our economy. We have been on the road making statements on the national issues. We have had block meetings. There's a lot of content out there that you could use and push the message of the party, and leave some of the issues that you think affecting the party to be worked out, you know, work itself internally. I'm from the Kalinago territory, and my parents always raised me. Well, they raised me to deal with internal issues, you know, internally. And as much as we can, we try to look out for our own brothers and sisters. And if we think we are part of the UWP family, you know, we need to leave what has to be settled inside, and do what it takes to promote the party on the outside. Social media, let us all use that to push the positive aspects of the party, you know, push our meetings, push our statements on issues, and help build the party that way. And there are some things that are not necessary to go out there and be said, because it can be misconstrued. Because we here, and Dr. Fountain, I mean, I feel for him, cannot Marco, if I can use that word on here, every social media person and see what they say and sit down on his telephone sending them, hey, don't say that. I mean, it is unrealistic. And I just think it's almost like sometimes you have to question, you know, like it forces you, although you want to stay positive, but it forces you to question the motives of that and whose strategy it is. Like, is that strategy going to help us, or is it working in the favor of our opponent? And that is why, again, I can't say it enough, that those of us who are supporting the United Workers' Party, who are using social media, you know, let us push the party programs and policies, and let the internal stuff of the party, let it play. I'm very, very confident that we'll work this thing out. We will get there, because our objective here, man, we have no. And I heard the call a while ago about, you know, Salisbury, and you know, sometimes it hurts me, because myself and our representative there has sacrificed so much of our youthfulness for the party, and looking forward to the day that we can make this change in this country, and to have those things being said is not good. And like myself, in politics, sometimes you need to clear the way. If there's somebody who can move the party agenda in a more successful way forward, we will clear the way. And that is the sentiment of many of us who have sacrificed a lot for the party. We want to see a difference. So I think that is the way we have to look at it from a broad picture. And I just want to support Dr. Fontaine. The last thing I'll say on that is that I personally have spoken to people who supported Delbert for political leader of the party.
Mhm.
I did not. I think he wasn't ready. I'll be quite honest.
Right.
I think Delbert has to be groomed and molded. He has a lot to offer the United Workers' Party. And I felt at the time, as I spoke about it earlier, the season is for Thompson with his experience to do what he has to do. He may not be a great politician, as some people want to say, but Owen Arthur wasn't a great politician, but he was a great economist who came into politics and helped Barbados. So we have to look at history, and Dominica don't need a political solution. We had a political solution with Roosevelt Skerrit for 25 years. It didn't work. We do not need a political solution. Our state, our standard of living and all that does not need a political solution. We need to bring people together to maximize what we have on island to make our lives better in this country. If it's 5 years it takes and change the government, so be it. We don't want to have somebody sit down there for 25 years because they are good at politics and then the country is suffering. All our young people live in, or healthcare is in distress, or education system, or young men are on the road, bro. I don't know if you all feel, but I feel that I see that every day. I lecture at the college. I see when I lecture a class with 25 ladies and one young guy there, it hurts me. And you see these streets, what happening to our young men. 25 years, the violence and the gun and the drugs. This is political. This is what has happened when you have politics that run the country. We need solutions that are not political. And we in the United Workers' Party need to make decisions that are in the best interest of our country. And I believe Delbert Paris has his place in the party, and I will support him for future leadership of the party in the same way I supported Thompson Fontaine. But this period is for Thompson Fontaine. The delegates has decided that 4 times in a row, a straight love. If you're talking dominoes, Matt, I know you love your dominoes. Straight love. Why don't we respect the views and the authority of the delegates as the highest body decision making in the party? Let's move forward. People will have their time.
And let's take a voice note before we take a break. Yes. Are you there?
Matthias, good afternoon.
Good afternoon to you.
Thanks for this program. And bring Sanford and Thompson here this afternoon. Matt, I want to ask you a simple question. You're around Dominique on a regular basis. Matt, have you noticed the drop in intensity of that kind of antagonistic thing between labor rights and UWPites and others? Have you noticed that the volume has dropped?
Mm-hmm.
Have you noticed it? I have. A lot of people have. Labor rights and UWPites are finally having a...
What's going on here? I think we may have stopped this. So let's see what happens there. Sorry about that. Let's continue.
A conversation, honest conversation. They may hide steel on some porters to have it, but it's not fighting wars anymore that's going on in the country. It's a different state. And I think it is important that we understand. Sanford talks about that different kind of mindset of leadership. My brother, sometimes it's not the rebel you need. We are at this juncture in Dominica where the antagonism and the polarization was so destructive to development that we needed a diplomat. We needed a diplomat to turn the rhetoric down and to create a condition of engagement between opposing forces. That is what Thompson brings to the table. True. Thompson is not for going and fight the thing and go on. You have other man for that. You understand? People there about leader, Matt. You need to talk about team, Matt. You spend too much time. For the last 15, 20 years, we've been this leader thing. Thompson, Lennox thing, this thing. Leader. It brings us nowhere. You have to focus on team, Matt. We need to start having the conversation of team for this thing to work. No one man can do it, no matter what that goddamn pastor tells you. No one man can do it. We need team. And that is what is the problem. The team at a disengagement because Thompson decided to do things in a general sense, and the team talks about doing things by ourselves. And that is the contention, and they need to sit in the room and discuss how they can reach a compromise on that and move forward and work. And this radio thing that you're talking about there, about trying to bring people on, these things don't happen in public, Matt. It's a waste of time. I know your intention is good, but you better understand, these kinds of solutions require private conversation, not public. not public. I'm happy Dr. Thompson's here this afternoon. And I want the people to understand we're at a different point that is necessary. We tried the enforcement point. It reached a dead wall. Right now is engagement, and we need diplomacy and the team at the back to come with the metal and the other things. That's what is missing. Team, not leader. God
All right.
bless.
Thank you, Mr. Zed Lloyd, my maths teacher. Good afternoon to you. Hello, talk to me, yes?
Finally,
Yes, finally.
but you know, a little diversion. All these uniters, whenever they give in their conversation, they have to say, so what goddamn pastor doing in that? If you want to unite, you just talking about unity, you know, but you come in with goddamn pastor. Anyway, let me tell you why I call. Dr. Fountain, the small things matter, right? So I would think as a leader, there are certain things we expect you to respond to. And it's all under the same heading of unity. So when Viva Mamo, who is your good friend, steps out
Sorry, caller. Who is Viva Mamo? Do you know who Viva Mamo is? Can you tell me?
what's that?
Can you tell me who Viva Mamo is? You claim he is my
You
good
want me to
friend.
say his name on?
Well,
Okay,
yes,
don't know.
you seem to know who he is and I don't. Can you tell me who he is? Because I know Viva Mamo. I see her writings all the time. Can you tell me who she is? Is it a she or he?
I don't.
Oh, so you know who he is? You see, yeah, it is. And they, all you can say is my good friend. Who is Viva Mamo? But do you know who Viva Mamo is?
No, I've heard suggestions, but I don't know the person. Go ahead, Doc.
Okay. Yeah, so I'm saying now, when Viva Mamo go about spreading his things about Delbert, and it is when he was making that statement, it was in your favor because Viva Mamo was saying Delbert is saying the opposite of what you say. And to me, if I'm a leader and I know that is not true, I must say something about it. And that is why I chose to respond to Viva Mamo. Because look at me, I'm not an economist, I'm not a leader, I'm not nothing. But I could see it was deliberate, it was trying to tarnish the man and make him whatever the objective is. So little things like that, you must look out for your brother and your sister, your colleagues in your party. We're not saying everything you must respond, but there are certain things you need to take action on. You need to say something, and that too is unity. So if you come out and say, no, Delbert is saying the same thing with me, nothing much you see, then that's helping. That's helping the unity, you know. That's building the team, okay?
All right, caller. Now we have to move on. Do you know who Viva Mamo is?
Matt, I wish I knew. And Matt, you know, there were thousands of posts, you know, that come out on Facebook every day. And but Matt, you know, there is so much, you know, I mean, and you know, you'd be surprised. That again, the mindset of an economist is you work with constraints. And one of the key constraints that we work with is time. Okay, if you're going to accomplish certain things, it means you cannot spend time on certain other things. You have to make that choice. Okay, some people make the choice to stay on Facebook and to think and to respond and so on. If I spend that time, I don't have time to go and sit down in the living room in Cassie Bruce or in thing to try to get a vote. But I'm trying to get votes, man. I'm trying to get votes and talking to people. That takes time. You know, we got the suggestions from Blessings to add, put it on recorder and send out, you know. That is what it's all about, you know, and all of this back and forth, defending this, that, and so on. You know, Matt, I don't know. I hope people understand where I'm coming from, you know. We certain countries we work
I wish
with,
I knew who this Viva Mamo person is. Hello, talk to me. Are you there? Yes.
So we don't know it's me and nice Viva Mamo. Anyway, Matt, let me say something quickly in the interest of time. Doc, a quick observation I'm there making. Even when a caller call and talk about goddamn pastor or somebody call and trying to make reference to members of your party, you could technically just say, you know, we are not trying to attack each other there. Something quickly. I'm not telling you to go, as they say, and surf the internet to try to make a comment on every comment people make that is against those who that perceive Thompson is the enemy. That is foolishness. Doc, something I want to suggest to you. Doc, can you please get some educated people, not people like me, in a private setting and invite all the people who like and who don't like and thing and try to iron out that situation. That thing on the airwave, it is not helping. I contributed and I still will contribute because I'm seeing things that at least I can express my views on. It sounds a little, not primitive, but quite combative. And I know politics makes provision for that level of confrontation. You know, in a democracy, I know China where you can't talk and all of that. But I'm saying, can we tone it down by more than 1 or 2 or 3 times, Doc? Try to get these leaders, yourself and everybody in a setting where these things can be discussed and ironed out because it is not helping. No, I don't think nobody is foolish enough to try to get rid of Dr. Fountain right in the heat of an illegal election as usual after Dennis Byron and all them things. They pure illegality. So please, my brethren, when people call and they would like to hear people talk nice things about Linton, about Claudius against Thompson, no. Sometimes the shit hit the fan, but it's the intention that counts. It's not necessarily the niceties, but at the same time, it's about balance. We need to really do something, Doc. As I'm suggesting, I'm not saying you need to take my idea. I'm not a political scientist. I'm not an economist. I'm not, you know, all of that. But, Doc, what that is happening, I'm clearly hearing it, like the chuckle or just letting it fly. Goddamn pastor or the one in Saul. You know, we need to do better than that if we have any genuine and sincere intention to get rid of this madness. And that lady there, I'm going to learn to read like me, no more, at least I try and still. Thank you.
Who's that lady? Yes,
hold on. Yeah, I just did that.
Yeah, thank you.
That conversation, I vowed I would not take part in it. You know, that lack of unity issue, that leadership issue, you know, we are not helping ourselves. And the longer that conversation continues on the air, is the worse it gets for UWP. I'm trying my best to convince some people to come across. But every day is this one fighting that one, and this one saying this, and that one saying that, and everybody, my God, can't we see that the workers, supporters are not helping UWP? It's not labor rights. They're talking about us like that. It is we are the supporters of our party.
Mm-hmm.
And the thing that we are saying about our leader. I mean, one person called the air and said, or was the person in the studios, I'm not sure, that they don't like Thompson's leadership style. And everybody who never had an issue with Thompson's leadership style is now calling the air and talking about Thompson's leadership style and what he must do and who he must speak to and how his help and all these things. I mean, honestly, before that statement was made, nobody had problem with Thompson. Okay? But everybody now has advice to give Thompson leadership. Thompson is on the ground. I follow him. And you're doing a good thing, Thompson, by making videos of what you're doing. Make sure the world knows what you are doing, because everybody say you're not doing anything. But you go to every nook and cranny, you're going across the country, going from village to village, you engage with people, you're not too proud to talk to the lowest, from the lowest to the highest. You engage with everybody. You can converse with everybody. Anybody can come and just tap you or tag you, high five you, and you with them with a smile. What more do we want? You are on the ground with the people mingling. What more do we want? Huh? And Dominican everybody's calling and just talking and just talking. Show your support. If you're so enthusiastic, show your enthusiasm by joining the man on the ground. And if you have an issue with him on the ground, you talk to him in his face. But you cannot be calling, talking. The man is on the ground. Join him on the ground. Support him. And you will see our party transform. I'm trying my best to convince other people to come across to workers. But every time on the air, we are bashing ourselves. We are hurting ourselves. It's not helping the party. Dominican, stop it.
While they partying, I studying.
Pateron, the king maker.
They never see the good you do. They just know to back up you. They don't see the country. They still be live in.
The greatest calypso writer ever from Dominica.
His words explode in cunningly crafted and constructed calypso. He goes on the attack with bring back the money and do something to help my brothers for me. Piercing political melody couched in vibrant, scorching lyrics. The synchrony of rhythm and of rhyme in skillfully dissected time and movements and motions, alluring alliteration, rolling the dice in words orgasmic and precise, stirring, writhing with a cosmic resonance of patriotic passion, touching the soul of the nation in pulsating cadences, crushing corrupting bars, the language of the stars.
How hard I working while they're sleeping.
Pateron, the musical luminary. Pateron, the case of Kingmaker. The grand finale, the Pateron Tribute Part 3 on Q95 FM. This Friday, April 25, 10:45 a.m. Special guests, Annie Aaron, Austin Lewis, Valiant Will Coffee, Honorable Ray Blackmore, Father Branca John, Johnson Boston, the Saying Sandy and more. Pateron Tribute Part 3, Q95 FM. This Friday, Creole had with Q95 FM, the big station, DNO, Multi Solutions Inc., and Pop and Sarah presentation. All you, I just meet Goldwyn in Roseau again. Same place outside Flossie's. I tried to dock in, but he had time to see me. Well, story start again. Million, lot of my power with us, huh? Saka fella, I said the same thing you doing, shopping at Flossie's, and you don't have to tell me the same thing you tell me last time because I'm busy. It's to hear him way. You reckon? About my pocket, boy. I won't tell you that I save money in food and drinks when I buy quantity. I save more. Oh, shucks, man. Well, when you're still telling me, I know already. The pocket I spent him, why? But I could him up here for Palais. I will tell all my friends from London, US and Dominica to come to Flossie's, right next to the Rosa Market. Open Sunday to Saturday. Flossie's can't do it to you.
Market, best price, and cash and carry are giving you the chance to win the ultimate taxation. Simply spend $100 or more in store for a chance to win a luxurious weekend getaway at the Sacred Berry store, plus 2 VIP tickets to Chas and Creole, and spending money. But the excitement does not end here. Enjoy weekly prizes, fun in-store activities, and surprises, all promotion alone. The more you shop, the more chances you get to win. Shop at First Market, best price, or cash and carry today and enter for your chance to win the ultimate taxation. Promotion runs from now until April 24th. Terms and conditions apply.
Yeah, we're back. We're back, of course, with Dr. Fontaine. And I see a lot of phone calls. It's inundated the phone calls. We're going to take a few more and I'm going to wrap it up with, of course, our both leaders. Are you there, caller?
Yeah, I'm there. I'm telling you, that's happening there. It's not no simple thing, you know. At least evil workers are working on workers there, you know. Just getting the using the Mamu, and you know Mamu didn't like workers. They think about that in Nichols. It was using that. That is an evil work that's going on by the head of the government. They pay people to go work because they have so much problem with themselves. And they know the problem in their they're using workers to bring us down to what they have a scapegoat. But that is not a simple thing. That is, they put in confusion. They have the power to pull people away from workers and cause problems. Just see the one that caused the floor and is the speaker now. Just see what happened. They have power, you know. Evil power that working on the workers there, you know. Matthew will tell me in the future, I say that I die now, really. And to bring out a message to me. A lot of simple things are going on there in Dominica, you know. Evil all workers to keep us Dominica, they see workers have the power coming in. Trust me.
All right, caller, thank you. Matt, tell Thompson supporters must create teams and do likewise, speak to the constituents and try to win some labor rights on his team. 449-3095. All the telephones are going right now. I know we'll leave the final comments for both Mr. Sanford and Dr. Fontaine. Hello, talk to me on the telephone, yes?
Yeah.
Yes.
And thank you very much. Good afternoon to you, Dr. Fontaine, and the other gentleman in the house. Matt, I want to say something. I know you like to laugh sometimes. You know what? Just to going to update. I clean enough shit in America, Matt. I start washing my hands slowly because it's getting down to the nitty gritty of things. I'll be 64 years this year. Next year is 65. So when I say I start washing my hands, which means retirement age is right at the door. Talk, talk. I want to come back at my home and enjoy what I look for, but I can't come back to Dominica in that mess it is right now. So could all these gentlemen, if they could get an influential person like Simeon Joseph, somebody they can talk to that everybody will listen to, he's not a biased person, let them talk, let there be some compromise, get things on track, and make things a little better, because a lot of people here want to come back home. Matt, the healthcare system is a mess. If I get sick, an emergency, maybe I cannot fly out right away. What's going to happen? I don't want Basil to come and pick me if things can be done to give me a little longer life. So please, I want to come back. I want to see things different. I don't want to come back home right now with the way things are in Dominica. So please, try to do something and work things out for the better of the people, including me. Thank you, gentlemen.
Thank you. Let's see if we get to go final voice note before we wrap it up here this afternoon. Huh? Hello. Let's see if we can take this one. Are you there?
My first penalty.
Yes.
Mount Judeo. I would like to endorse the leadership of Dr. Thompson Fountain, the next Prime Minister of Dominica. Whenever the election is called, I have no doubt that Mr. Fountain, Dr. Fountain, the real doctor, will put a formidable team together to confront the Dominican Labour Party, to challenge them forcefully at the next election. One of the things I like about Mr. Fountain, Matt, is that notwithstanding all the attacks and all the controversy or the attempts at creating controversy from the troublemakers, the real ones, he continues to speak policy, plans and programs. He don't get involved in that. I like that about him. He just ignore and he speak about what the people need to hear. Plans and programs, alternatives to what we see. Bread and butter issues, Matt. It's not the first time you have people who are active in politics and they left. People ran for seats and then run again. We had people like Peter Pepper, he ran in La Plaine and he was replaced, he stepped aside. You have people like this King in St. Joe, she run again. Kelva run, he didn't run again. He stepped aside. We didn't hear from him for some time. Mad people, politics, people will leave politics. People will be in politics, people will go silent in politics. People will go quiet, whatever reason. People will cross, jump, float, debauch, do whatever they want. But a political party is never.
So for some reason, your voice note is cracking, and I do apologize for that. Okay, thank you. As we wrap up, I do apologize, Marlon. Now.
Time for reflection, a time for redemption. Someone's knocking at our door. Ask Granny, listen to the station, her own recollection, sitting right there on her throne. Granny say it wasn't like this before. Papa gone, radio funny born new back. News of young men losing their lives. Running tears from her eyes, while searching for a solution to save our paradise. Granny has the perfect advice. Well, this seems like the signs of the end of time. Bullet sharper, roll your rosary, and it won't just seem so hard to find. Bullet sharper, roll your rosary, there'll be no more, no more than crime. Bullet sharper, Just roll your runs, we'll be singing one sweet song of love.
Let me get the final comments from both gentlemen. Now, of course, I will end on the economy. Both of you are economists. Where do you think our country is at this time? Let me get your first response from Dr. Sanford. Where are we going?
Yeah. Thank you, Matt, for the doctorate, but I haven't had it yet.
You get in there. You get in there.
Yeah. So I had to make a decision between my children and going for a PhD, and I did choose my children. So I'm a family man, and that is I think one of the greatest achievements that I have had is my children, and I hold that very dear to my heart. So, Matt, as I close, I think the discussion went a little off guard, but we in the United Workers' Party, we understand the severity of the economic situation in Dominica. We understand the pain that our truckers face when all the construction projects are given to foreign elements, and we understand the pain that our people that advocate for the environment feel when the government, ignore laws and do things that destroy the environment to please foreign elements. We understand the pain of the nurses and the struggle they have at the hospital when they see people suffer and there's nothing much they can do about it. I feel the pain of teachers who teach day-to-day children that come home from broken families, from parents who have lost a son for gun violence, from parents who couldn't afford to give the children a good meal to come to school. So I feel the pain of the fire service when they have to respond to a fire and the truck is not functional. I feel the pain of those who work in the garbage disposal when the garbage is a month old around the country and the truck cannot move to pick up the garbage. I feel the pain. I feel the pain of the people who want to serve at the community level in our village councils when they cannot even go up for election because somebody will choose somebody else to serve that don't have any passion, who don't have any commitment to the community. And we need to change that. We need to put our emotions aside, put our egos aside, put our wishes and dreams aside that we may have not accomplished, and let us come together. Let us come together as a united opposition. I'm not just saying UWP, as people who want a difference in the country. Whether you with any other political party or you never voted at all, let us come together, because we in the United Workers' Party, as the lead opposition party in Dominica, are fully committed to a robust, vigorous function democracy. Our democracy is under fire, ladies and gentlemen. Matt, our democracy is under even the confirmation process is being so much challenged because the government trying to put its hands in something that to get it in their favor, And I want to commend publicly again, because I don't call the radio shows so often. I'm not one who posts a lot on Facebook. But all those who have made the recommendations for the birth papers to come in, and especially Delbert Paris, who uses privilege in Parliament to make that case. And it finally came through. And we are asking the people out there in the various committees who have not yet confirmed, who may have been missing their birth papers.
I'm hearing, just to stop, hearing that the printing machines at the registry may be having some problems producing the certificates. You don't want to put that in there. So let's see what happens.
Yeah, so again, you see, but whatever, let's hope they fix it quick. Let's hope they can have some speedy money, just like they're going around with the speedy money to give the people on the verge now some food packages and all that stuff they're doing, all the manipulation for political things. Let us get our institutions working. So we are committed to accountable government, engagement of all citizens, man. All citizens. There's too much victimization in this country. We all are connected in one way or the other. Extended families, extended churches, extended schools, and so on. We can't keep victimizing people. We have to build our democracy. We have to preserve the right for people to vote. Mm-hmm. And the village councils and the voluntary aspect of our culture has been destroyed by the Labour Party. And so sadly, it was put about by Oye Libla, who was a founding father, one of the great leaders of Labour Party. His legacy has been destroyed. Our village councils and the voluntary spirit that our Dominicans had is destroyed. We need to bring that back. Because it's not going to be easy. When you look at the global stage, Matt, and I can go on, but I want to stop you. When you look at the global stage, what is going on, so much uncertainties. We have to look inwards. And to look inwards, we have to embrace our people. We have to embrace the institutions we have. And we have to keep the positive aspect of our culture together. And we in the United Workers' Party, leading this charge to make this change of governance in Dominica, is giving to the people, showing the people that we are committed to that kind of governance where we can embrace every Dominican and we can help every Dominican have a better life. And we need you on board. Go get registered to vote. Go get confirmed. And let's come together. Go in the villages with us. When we will be announcing now, when we go into the villages, we'll be announcing our public meetings. Share it online if you choose not to come. But let's engage. Let us have a conversation. Let us rescue Dominica, Matt. Thank you very much.
Our Father and send Hail Marys and pray for my country. Ole Chapelet, roll your rosary. Boy, 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 boy.
All right, let's get our final comments there from, of course, Dr. Fountain as we wrap it up here in the afternoon.
Matt, thanks again for having us, and let me just say a big thank you as well to the members of the National Executive Committee of the United Workers' Party as we continue to build a formidable team. We continue to attract very good candidates, and with time we'll be making announcements about our candidates. I can tell you, Matt, there's a great deal of excitement now within the because people are coming on board, people are putting their hands up to make that change, and I'm really thankful for a solid team in the National Executive that continues to carry the burden of taking the message to the ground. And I would like to add my voice to that of Sanford and call on the people of Dominica, those who really want change, to join us. Okay, don't just stay on the sidelines and lob grenades. Come join us. We'll tell you where we are going, or pick up the phone. You can find us on on Facebook. You can find our numbers. Call us. Get involved. Our members, pay a little $5 because it goes a long way to helping us, to be members of the party. Little $5 help us to, to do things, so that we can get this done. So I just wanted to, to really say a big up to our executive members and to the team of the United Workers' Party that continues to work so hard to bring this message to the people. And to the people of Dominica, Matt, for really opening up their doors to us and for welcoming us. I cannot tell you how many times they told me in Portsmouth, come back. They told us, come back, please come back. Don't wait so long. We want to see you guys on the ground in Portsmouth. So we'll be doing that and across the country. Also, Matt, I want to extend on behalf of the United Workers' Party, I would like to extend condolences to the family of Mr. Ian Pinard, who passed recently, former Minister of Government. We certainly extend our sincere condolences to him. And also, I since I'm on condolences, we had 5 deaths in Granford in the recent weeks. 5 people. More recently, a young lady that I grew up with. And I just want to extend, condolences to all the families that have been impacted from their heading to a funeral as well. And so just want to extend our condolences. But man, I wanted to end with this and then to urge every single person listening to us. I know that there are people listening to us. If you've not yet confirmed, please go out there and get confirmed. For example, even today, persons from my constituency, the confirmation process and registration process is open for you at the National Stadium. So today, if you're living around Roseau, anywhere around Roseau, up to 5 o'clock this afternoon, you can go in there and get confirmed. So that's a great opportunity. Make use of it. If you miss that opportunity, find your way up to the villages, wherever you reside, and ensure that you get confirmed. We need everyone confirmed. And I will end with this quote, Matt, a very important quote from Mr. Robin Sharma that says, change is hard at first, messy in the middle, and cautious at the end. I think we are somewhere in the middle right now, hence all of this noise that we are hearing. But change is coming to Dominica. We are very excited about that. And to our diaspora friends, and to others who have something that they can offer. We are building communication teams, we are building marketing teams, we are building different organs, different parts of the party that can help in the outreach. If you have those responsibilities, for example, I heard Paben called earlier. Paben, if you know, we are opening it up to you. If you can, there's something, some skill or something you can offer to us, we'd like to hear from you. We'd like to make use of anybody who want to offer their services. All right. So, Matt, on that note, I just want to say a big thank you as well, for everyone and for listening. And the United Workers Party, through our 10 pillars, we are committed to bring in shared prosperity for all of Dominica. We are anxious to put money into the pockets once again of the Dominican public.
The UWP prepared to make that change.
Absolutely, Matt. We are, and with the help of the people, we will get through. And of God, of course.
All right, let's end up with this one. It was a pleasure. I hope I see you more often, Dr. Fontaine, you and your team.
Yes, Matt, indeed. We certainly, as we unfold our plans and so on, I want some time to come there and discuss, for example, the 10 pillars with you, discuss some of our social programs that we plan to put on, some of the plans we have for the minimum wage, for removing the high taxes on the port, for tackling the high cost of living. Matt, we have some very important plans that the people need to hear. And with your help, I hope we can get that out to them.
A long time coming, but I know change gonna come. Oh, yes, it will. It's been true. I'm afraid to die. I don't know what's up there beyond the sky. It's been a long time coming.